And I thought I'd give a little bit of a tutorial on raspberries and other brambles. So let's have a look. I dug up some over here the other day, yesterday, and I want to show you what they look like. When you get a cane from a nursery or you dig them up yourself, this is what they look like. And this is a dead cane from last year, and it's something that I weeded out. And the roots go off laterally, and then they'll send up shoots, and that will be your canes that will produce fruit. So this is what I pulled up yesterday. So this is a miniature of what I just showed you. And from these lateral roots that go to the left and right, a little shoot will shoot up, and that's your cane. Now, I was pulling on one, and this whole thing came up, and it's a great example of how raspberries will spread, and all brambles will spread. So you can see where these shoots have come up, and you can actually see right at the end of my thumb there's one that's emerging, and over here further down the root another one is coming up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually plant this in the row that I have prepared where I'm moving these from, and I'm just going to lay it in the row just like that, and I can thin it as I want, and something will pop up in here. And when you plant your raspberries, you want to plant them only as deep as they came from in the nursery. So let's go back to my original cane here. You can see where it's discolored, and this is again, this is a dead cane, but it's going to be the same idea. You're going to see a different color in the height along this cane, and that's only as deep as you want to plant it. You do not want to plant it any deeper than that. So when I go and place this in the soil, I'm going to plant it to about this depth right in here. You can see actually with the green and the white of what was shaded in the soil. I hope that makes sense. So that's what I'm going to go do. I've already got a prepared bed, and we'll get these in the ground along with some others that are sitting in a bucket. These are blackberries, but this is basically what you want to be trying to set up with any bramble. And the distance between them should be around 18 to 24 inches, and that's about 50 centimeters. When you plant them, you want to compost them in really well, and compost them around the plant, and try not to compost away from it, because that will promote the suckering that I described out of this row. So this system here is a post, and you have crossbars with I find wire that works really good. This is electrical fence wire, galvanized wire, and this first one is going to keep them erect, nice and straight and tall, and the other ones are going to help maintain that at a height. So this is all right. So we're over to the transplant location, And this is the ones that I moved last fall. And you can see perhaps that these are no longer dormant. They're starting to bud. And I planted these actually a little closer than what I was telling you. I think looking at the blackberries, I was giving you blackberry dimensions. And these are about 1 foot, which is about 300 millimeters, 30 centimeters. And you can see another row over there that I didn't have either time or whatever to get stakes in the ground. But this I actually set up the way I described it last fall. And what I've done is, a while back, as soon as I could this spring, added some organic matter into the soil 8 feet over from that row. And I tilled it a couple of times when I put it down, and then left it. And then I just re-tilled it again, make sure there's plenty of organic matter, and then I actually measured 8 feet over. So that's where it's going to be. I'm going to string this out. And I went over to my pile of bark chips, pine chips, and loaded up a bucket. And I'll show you what that looks like by the time this is all done. So you can see that I've dug a trench here, and it's kind of hard to, it's a little bit harder to see at the other end because the sun's starting to dry that out. But you can see here, it's still nice and wet. And what I'm going to do is take these that I dug up earlier this spring. So these are dug up, and you can see they're not dormant anymore. They're starting to come awake. And you really don't need gloves with raspberries. I'm doing this because I got to work tomorrow, and I don't want to spend all night trying to beautify my hands to go to work as a nurse. So as I was mentioning, you see the T shape, inverted T, and you want to place these no deeper than, and that's why I only dug this a shallow spot. And now if you have a wire or a string set up already, sometimes you can get it to lean on it and help keep it erect while you put a little bit of dirt on it. So I'm gonna have to put the phone down and to do that, because I'm going to need both hands. I did not bring the tripod with me, eliminating it. And I'm not filling the trench because all I'm doing is getting enough soil in there to pack around it a little bit to keep the roots moist while I'm finishing this up, and to keep them nice and straight. So when those are all planted or the rows ended, I will show you that along with it all mulched in. All right, I'm going to try to tie this up. And for those of you who were curious about what I did with that long root, that's where it's going. It's in the end of that row from last year. I didn't mention it, but anytime you do any kind of transplanting, you want to water things in, and water in good. It helps decrease the shock to the plant, even if it's in a dormant state. And so what I've done after putting these in the ground is went and got some pine sawdust from a sawmill that I rented and here on the property. And then I tucked that in nice and close to the plants, and then I went and got the pine nuggets, shredded, chipped things from how I'm slowly but surely cleaning this area up. along with other places on the property. So nothing goes to waste. If you have a local sawmill or person like that where you can get this stuff, you can probably get it relatively inexpensively rather than bulk buying it in bags, because you don't know where that came from. And so this is small scale local agriculture. Please, if you have any comments about this, about growing brambles, I'm no true expert, but I have done this for many years now. And leave some questions or comments in the comment part. And if you think you want to try this, please do. I mean, raspberries are really good for you. They're high in antioxidants. They're low glycemic, meaning low sugar impact. So thank you very much, and please like and subscribe.